Hey, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of the Good Up podcast. Morning, especially to you bitches who don't wear glueless lace and we can't clock the fuck, you know? Shout out to you. Shout
Big
out to
purr.
the TikTok vendors with a glueless wig that actually legit. Shout out to
Facts.
lace bond spray. Okay.
Oh, I haven't heard of that. I need some of that.
Shout out to people who do tech like braid appointments and actually have the amount of appointments that supposed to be available on your calendar that you say available, you know?
Listen, that just remind me, I get an appointment with my good sis Mimi that I shout out earlier in the season. I get, you know, them braids Michelle Obama been wearing these days?
Yes.
I get those.
I miss my
Yes.
braid. I miss her so much. But me driving 2 hours to see you, girl, I'm sorry. I love you
No,
so much.
man, you need to fix that hair. I take a day off and go get your hair done.
I might, because I want some like summer, like down to my Bana braids, you know? It's time.
Yes.
I feel like, I don't know, you know what? And I just buy this. Okay, we're gonna talk about that later. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. I gonna piss off those of you who I pissed off last week again. I said this is the second to last episode of the season. You take this fuck as a game. And it's not.
The girlies were mad. They were mad at you for rejoicing?
They were like, oh, hey, I think it's funny, but like, are you ain't ending the season for we are. So next week when we say it was great, guys, thank you so much, goodbye. And then the Tuesday after you don't hear nothing.
Y'all better start bracing yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me before we for those of you who are in the Atlanta area or even in a little state nearby, come see us on the 8th. How about them apples?
June 8th?
Because come see us on June 8th. Okay, VIP sold out. Shout out to that's gonna be my pausing spot of being good up. Shout out to everybody who sold out the VIP section. But
let's get into it.
General admin tickets. So yeah. Season gonna be done soon, but you could come party with us on the 8th and you could like not complain about it because baby, we got things to do. We got things to do.
After that, we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna come back. Yeah, we do this every time. And every time I'll be like, don't take too long to come back. But listen, bills gotta get paid. I need to take I'm excited about this. I am taking a social media break after the end of the season.
Ooh.
And because I saw one of my mentors, she said she is going to dip off of social media for the summer. She's like, now is the time to be outside. I'm taking a sensory break. I am, disconnecting where I can. I'm going to go experience things and live and be outside and be in the sun. And I was like, good for you. I probably still gonna be on TikTok because that's my girl.
I like to scroll and watch. So for me, y'all know, I don't necessarily need a social media break because I'm never on there.
I don't be on there way too much.
I don't be on there enough. Like, so, but like she said, baby, it's hot outside. We're outside. We got things to do. Now that I'm closer to family, I always have a cookout to attend. I love my gym, so I'm gonna be there a lot. Like, baby, I got things to do. So, but I'll try to be more
good up listeners and good up patrons getting married in August. We gotta go home for that. Period.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
We get invited to a fucking wedding, just like
because of who we are. Like, what is life?
Yeah. I don't know. And shout out to Deshane. I love you about it.
We love you, Deshane.
I cannot wait to go see your wedding. Oh my God.
I have a legitimate question for the listeners, and I want them to y'all could DM me on Instagram to answer it or tag the page. I don't care. If me and AITA like come to St. Croix and start like entering businesses and being like, do you know who we are? We are the Good Up Podcast. Like, are we gonna get things for free? Like, is that
Deidre, if you do that fuck, I gonna be outside like.
Well, I've never been that girl and I don't plan to, but I'm interested to know because like
I gonna be outside screaming like Deidre.
I would never do that, but I'm interested because like, I mean, first of all, Deshane is just like a major supporter of the show. And we're like, I feel like we're actual friends with Deshane. So, so I'm not surprised that we got invited to his entire wedding, right?
I just want to know if we go home, if they're gonna come hang with we. Like when I say, hey, Good Up beach day, I
pull up.
In.
Yeah, like when we say pull up to the beach day, are y'all gonna come to the beach day? That's when that's what I want to know. Like, that's what I want to know. So tag me, DM us. You probably ain't gonna get immediate response, but I'll eventually respond.
Yeah, at some point.
I do.
I just all right. Instagram used to be my favorite app, and when I tell you people are being there for weeks waiting for me to respond, now I don't be on the app. I don't. And when I do, I don't post like 25 stories and then I'll bounce.
Yeah, I don't be on there like that. And I don't lurk on TikTok a lot. I'll respond to things occasionally on TikTok, but like Instagram, that stranger danger folder is real. I don't sometimes I don't randomly go in there and then it'll have people asking me about really important shit. And I'm like, oh my God, I swear I'm not an asshole. Like I'm sorry.
I'll be like, hey, with a bunch of Y's after hey after a month. Anyway, we being so rude. Ayo,
I
we have a
know.
guest. And she been sitting here so politely. I'm not saying nothing, but Britt is here, aka along with me the VI Twitter auntie. Yes.
Auntie.
Yes, VI Twitter refers to both me and Britt as like the aunties of the
Yes, we
TL.
are.
Why?
Because apparently we're like the only women in our 30s on Twitter in VI Twitter still.
Girl, bye.
And I feel like we've been there from the beginning, So
even though everybody else is literally 26. Like,
that's what I'm saying. They acting like y'all so much. Like if y'all was like 35 and up, I was at patience. But y'all are like, y'all just turned 30.
Them on top, we were paying taxes when they were born, and I really wasn't. Like,
no, yeah.
First of all, the fact that they don't act like, like they might as well just say 1992. Like,
I mean,
they don't act like that. They do. They do. They don't call me the aunties. But Britt is here.
And it's fine. I embrace it.
Yeah.
I love that you embrace it.
I cool with being a Twitter auntie. Me gonna get vexed about that. Just when you hit 30 and your knees start creaking and shit, and life get a little, come see me.
Motherfuckers. I'm excited to have Britt. I love when she comes on. And your hair looks so cute. Shout out to our patrons.
Thank you.
They get to see how cute Britt looks today.
Exactly. Britt good up bad on the patrons getting to see she today. So if you want to be in ting, it's $1 a month. I know that I stress some of y'all, but it's $1 a month.
That was a very unnecessary addition.
I'm an Aries. I hold grudges. But yeah. So speaking of, we're gonna go into the opposite of holding grudges. Spotted being good up is our segment each week where we highlight people for being bad bitches, good people, and everything in between. And I'm gonna let Deidre go first because she kind of she hinted at it earlier. So Deidre, who is your spotted being good up this week?
People spotted being good up is every one of your rich bitches who sold out the VIP section. That's who. We had 4 VIP booths. They are all sold out. Thank you guys. I'm very proud. I'm very grateful. And even though like I know y'all fuck with us, like every time y'all show us that y'all fuck with us, I'd be like, whoa, like these people really fuck with us. Like when I woke up one morning to Aiza texting me like, girl, all the VIP booths sold out. And I was like,
and can I just talk about the big zaddy energy of the person? Me gonna call your name, but a person who buy the last boot, right? Papa, when I meet you, anyway. So he, we're in a group chat. We have mutual friends, and I would like they were debating, do we do VIP? Do we do what? And I was like, just so you only get 1 VIP boot left. Just putting it out there. I'm gonna leave. Just FYI, housekeeping. He would like bet, literally said bet, and within like 2 minutes at a man sending bet, I get a notification to my phone from Eventbrite that was like VIP boots sold. I was like,
big boss on the move.
Right.
What? That's what I'm talking about.
Like Big Boss by Monet start playing in my head.
Yeah. My mother used to always say,
doggy.
Money talk, bullshit walk. Okay.
He buy that shit in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
He was like, me and care what are you gonna decide? I buy in this VIP booth.
I gonna be in the VIP section. So figure out what y'all trying to do. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you call, what energy. I don't want to say it because God forbid he don't have that kind of, regardless, it's very impressive. I appreciate you guys, especially y'all. Y'all just really just investing in this show. And
yeah, he had me over here like Quinta Brunson. I was like,
oh, he got money. Thank you guys, every single one of you. I cannot wait for this show. I am committed to doing my best to making it worth y'all while. Like, I can't wait to meet y'all. I cannot wait to take pictures with y'all. I can't wait to see y'all in your outfits. And we're gonna turn up. We're gonna have a good time. And I can't wait. And when
I come to the show, I need Aya to give Deidre all of her fucking flowers. I need Aya to gas Deidre up because this show from beginning to end, this whole event has been Deidre's hard work, her concept, her conceptualizing, her ideas. Like, I have just been a person to be like, yeah, let me do it. Like, just nodding my head, smiling, doing what she needed me to do this whole time. When I tell you this is Deidre, baby, so gas Deidre up when I go walking indoors. Okay? Thank you.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I think that's a great spot at being good up. Thank you to everybody who has supported the event. We cannot wait to meet Ayo. And yeah, 2 weeks.
Yes, we can't thank the Virgin Islands Lottery enough for
Mm-hmm.
sponsoring this event. Like y'all
Mm-hmm.
have made this possible, and I'm just so glad because this is something Hey Isa knows. Like from the time Hey Isa invited me on to be the permanent co-host, I was like, we're going to be doing live events. She was like, okay, that's like one way or
I was
another.
like, I don't know. I know.
It
Here
like,
we are.
You sure? And here we are. So thank you to the Virgin Islands Lottery for making this dream come true. And I hope we can do plenty more.
We will. All right. So, Britt, do you have a person spotted being good up this week?
I do. And it's actually a few people that I've spotted being good up. And recently I went on a bachelorette trip to Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Ooh.
And some of the girls I knew, some of them I didn't know that well. And unfortunately had gotten sick. And the way those girls took care of me, right? I could literally like tear up right now. But they went all out. Like they were, even though they went ahead on their activities, they were like checking in, calling the staff at the villa, making sure I got food and everything. Like, and that meant so much to me. And in addition to that, I just felt like those group of girls really, like, we all really meshed well together. It's very hard to bring people who are really unfamiliar with each other together and they all get along, especially women. Sometimes it could get a little catty sometimes, but yeah, I just had a really good experience despite me being sick. But the fact that we all came together, didn't really know much about each other, and we got along and really shared like some really intimate stories with each other. I was able to provide like that support and that sisterhood. Like, yeah, those girls are spotted being good up. All of you.
Oh my God. I listen, that just warmed my heart. Like, because that's what life is about, and that's how women are supposed to take care of each other, like hands down. Like, I'm so glad you got to have that, and like despite being sick, you were still able to enjoy Jamaica. Like,
and that's what you call a girl's fucking girl. Okay?
That's a girl's girl.
Oh,
that's being a girl's girl.
Shout
That's being a girl's girl. Because I'm sorry, I feel like that phrase is a little overused these days, and it'd be the most violent people, the most unkind people who think they girls. And I'm like, baby, you are not a girl's girl. You just talk about being a girl's girl. Like, because, you know, as you talking about that, I thinking about that girl who went viral on TikTok for dragging that girl who allegedly went to Cancun, broke, or whatever part of Mexico. And the whole time I was watching her video, I was like, something don't feel right. I don't trust this girl. And sure enough, all kind of details come out.
She was lying, right?
She was lying her ass off. Like, it was just so many details that didn't make sense. And even when she brought up bringing her boyfriend, I was like, why the fuck you bringing your man on a girl's trip? But hearing how you and your girls got together and how to, and the fact that you even said y'all wasn't even that close and didn't even know each other like that, but y'all still took care of each other. Like, that's beautiful, and that's how it's supposed to be. And I'm glad you got to have that experience.
Thank you.
I love that. Them trips where everybody to go, and I feel almost like I specialize in those kind of trips. Coming a light, almost every like big group trip I've gone on in the last maybe 10 years, I've always invited multiple friends from different groups. Like, y'all know I've lived a lot of places, and when I tell you everybody will come together and it'll be a fucking vibe every single time. That. Like, I feel like I have a gift for like putting the right personalities in the room, but those trips, they'll be the best, because you'll just be like, oh my God, I hope everybody like each other, I hope they vibe, I hope everything cool. And they'll turn out to be like, you don't believe it, and they'll be like, oh my God, I love you, but you'll be like, are your friends though? Like,
and I feel like that's a reflection on you too, here, Isa. Like, you pick really good people to be part of your circle, so those people are just gonna, you know, mesh well. So
exactly. One of my favorite sayings is, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. My mom used to say that all the time. And so that's why it's easy for your friends to come together, because you guys are a reflection of each other for real.
Yeah. I weird about people, like, as soon as I get to know you, if I notice that you're the type of person who like always get a problem with other people, we don't like, I love people who love people. That's
facts. That's a good way to put it too, because I don't know, I'm a very basic common denominator kind of girl. If you always complaining about people, baby, it's probably you.
It's like my little alarm to go after to be like, she's the problem, big dog.
Yeah, it's you. Like, no, I'm not a girls trip kind of gal. I've never been on a girls trip. The closest I've ever come to like girls trips would be like, I remember being at conferences with like friends and stuff, but it was like work, but we had a good time.
So you need a girls trip.
No, thank you. Me and my best friend met up in St. Croix. Again, it wasn't a situation where we like booked a villa together. We just planned our trips around the same time. But I guess the closest I would come to like, I guess, curating friendship or whatever would be last summer when Hey Isa came to visit. Because yeah, that was
a vibe.
Because I was about to say, like, I need you to confirm it, but I feel like it was a vibe.
No, I had a good time. I did.
It was, and I didn't know at the time that that would be my last summer living in Jersey City. So it's making me like kind of want to cry because I loved
it. Was nice.
It was
like a good, like,
it was really good. And I tried, like, why am I getting emotional? But like, I lived in Jersey City for years. I love Jersey City. I love Hoboken, Jersey City, the whole area. But I didn't know at the time it would be my last summer in Jersey City. And I moved into that apartment in the summer. Yeah. So summer and that particular apartment just holds a special place in my heart. And this was my first summer in that apartment. No, it was my second, because Diamond takes Dylan for the summer. And so, you know, Dylan went to Atlanta came to Atlanta for the summer, and my niece, who was staying with me at the time, she was traveling a lot for the summer, so I had my entire apartment to myself. And my best friend of like many years, she came to visit. Hey Isa came to visit, so we overlapped like the trips. So like I think so my best friend flew in. It was so good. So my best friend flew in from Oklahoma. We've been best friends since like freshman year of college. So me and she flew in, and then one of our other friends who lives right in New York City, who's just like a train ride away.
Shout out to Audrey.
Yeah, no, not Audrey, Indira, like the whole entire trip.
Some other people too. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so Shauna flew in, and then Indira came in from the city, and we all spent the night in my apartment and went out and had a good time. And then we spent some time at Indira's place, and then Hey Isa flew in, I think like a day or two later. So Shauna and Hey Isa's trips overlapped, and then we went to the city and we hung out with Audrey, and we just had the best time. And I think Hey Isa and Shauna left on the same day.
Yeah, we went to the airport together and everything. But like, when I tell you New York, like I had experienced New York before, but similar to what happened to you in Jamaica, Britt, like the last time I went to New York was 2011. It was Thanksgiving. It was raining. It was freezing. And I get so sick that I literally remember driving into New York, sleeping for like a week, and then leaving New York. Like that's all I remember. So this time it was like, it was summer. I had money. Like
I would
make a different podcast. Like everything was so pretty. Everybody was so hot. Like
so nice.
Last summer was everything. It really was
so
everything.
good. And I would never, so for anybody who's listening, who's ever wanted to visit New York or anything, I would never recommend visiting for the first time in the winter or the fall. Yeah, especially with global warming. Visit in the summer. You're going to have a great time. Now, if you like the cold, or you truly want to experience like the Macy's parade, or you truly want to experience like the Christmas tree lighting thing, then sure, come for Christmas. But to me, I think if it's your first time coming to New York, you need to come in the summer. Yeah. You need to have a good time. You need to take a ferry. Like that's
go to the parks
for the first time. Yeah. Central Park. We had the best time. Go to Brookfield Place. Like go to Battery Park, but do not come to New York in the winter for your first time.
It was great. It was definitely great. So yeah, shout out to Britt for that spotted being good up, because
that was a really good one.
Yeah, and I appreciate them taking care of Britt, because we got a whole group chat that if Britt didn't come back home, I was gonna have problems, because all the way crazy.
Because this thing of, you know, what happened in Mexico where them girls kill each other.
Exactly. Like we would find you.
Yo, them girls fully killed that girl. Like, what?
Yeah, I still like, I need to follow up on that case, because that shit was insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my person spotted being good up, and I'm so sorry to be kind of morbid, guys, but my person spotted being good up is my uncle. He passed away this week, but I wanted to take a moment to give that man his flowers, because my uncle he was a trip. He was a lot. But so he was the very definition of like your favorite gay uncle. Like he was one of two like openly gay members of my family, and I talked about this on Twitter. As a baby bisexual, you know, growing up, not being out, to have this person in my family be out, be living in California, be married. Ooh. Like he is a definition to me of like, go living your life. If you ain't accepted where you are, finding places where you're gonna find your acceptance, your found family. Like my uncle, when he passed, my mom's been telling me of like all these people that have shown up that aren't blood relatives, who are just like, what do you need? Like, we get you. Like this whole found family that he created. It just reminds me a lot of my life. So yeah, I'm so grateful to him for just being who he is, even if, you know, we may not have spoken every day, or actually in the year leading up to his passing, we actually connected more than we ever had. Like, he would call me and stuff like that. And he had a complicated, you know, way of being, don't get me wrong. But I think for me to be able to look back and like, be like, damn, like I am who I am because a lot of who you were as a person. And I'm so grateful for that. And so grateful that I got to know you. And he used to call me and be like, you should go to this gay bar in Tucson that I went to. Don't worry, me gonna tell your mother. I be like, like, he would listen. I'm always a trip, but shout out to you. And yeah, I'm grateful for your life and who you were. And I know that knowing you, if there is an afterlife or whatever, like I have no doubt that my uncle is now a part of that. Like I don't call him the gang, you know, like the people who just look it up for me. So Deidre, just know the next time you do a tarot reading, if somebody got attitude,
I can't wait to talk to your uncle. I cannot wait to meet your uncle.
Listen, he was everything. So yeah, I obviously, like, yeah, grief is grief and I feel sad and all of those things, but I also feel a lot of gratitude of like, wow, like I was related to you and you were such a dope ass person, you know? So shout out to you. That's my
rest in peace, uncle.
I know.
Yes, rest in peace.
Thank you guys. So yeah, the hills that we it's funny about the hills that we died on.
That transition.
If I could say dying. Why are we this way? Somebody come lock us up right now.
When it comes to death and grief and dying, I gonna find a way to make a joke out of that. Fuck, cause that shit funny to me. I don't know. I'm sorry, but the hills that we're dying on is the next segment. So who wants to go first? I'm so sorry. Deidre, like, guys, up. I keep it as whole thing.
Yeah, I give my uncle his roses for being such an excellent person. He just passed away. So let's talk about the hills we died on.
The hills we died on. Like, I know you just died, but 1 second, the hills that we're dying on.
Okay.
Okay.
And my hill is gonna be even funnier.
I'm gonna invite you to go first, Alex.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Britt.
Okay. So the hill I'm gonna die on is, you ever met people who are always right in the fence? They never want to stand for anything. They don't have opinions.
Read
like, I just personally feel like those people are, one, selfish, and two, they're enablers. And I'm sick and tired of them. Like, there's certain situations, you know, if let's say your friends get into something, you know, sometimes you want to stay out of it and let them, you know, sort it out. But there are certain things when you know right from wrong, you see somebody's being harmed and you don't say something, like that shit pisses me off. Like, you just gonna ride the fence for your whole life. You just gonna be spineless. You just not gonna say nothing. Like, so that's the hill I die on. And I feel like those people who constantly ride the fence are just enablers.
Period.
And you're weak.
Yeah.
You're weak.
Yeah.
Like, it's not always about
weak ass,
you a weak ass bitch. Britt ain't gonna say cause Britt nice. You a weak ass bitch.
Like, on some weak ass shit.
On some weak
shit.
No,
have y'all heard that song by Megan Thee Stallion?
Yeah, I love that song.
Oh, because that was
right.
Because I love that song so much.
No, honestly, truly, like, and people will be like, oh, me gonna just pick a side because that's what a mass is doing. But sometimes you do need to pick a side, and you need to make sure you pick the right one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, there are some things that there's no gray area. There's no just it's clear as day what side you should be on.
And the devil don't need a goddamn advocate.
First of all, okay, motherfuckers. Sorry, I don't say that too much. I said
I'm trying to just be good. No, but that's a good hill to die on. I coming up Britt Hill. I bring in my little boombox and a cooler. And
yes, we have lots of space.
It's a very good hill, and I'm coming. I'm gonna just make it plain, make it clear. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. I feel like a broken record. I feel like y'all already know how I feel at this point, but y'all niggas ain't shit. None of y'all.
I coming up your hill, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I low-key don't even want to like go into it. Like, y'all just ain't fucking shit. The fact that Cassie had to relive her trauma so y'all could believe the things that were said in her lawsuit, the fact that that video had to come out for y'all to believe that Diddy is a fucking monster, y'all niggas ain't shit. Including y'all fucking bitch ass women who used to talk shit about, oh, she was just looking for money and did a fuck you, bitch.
No.
Okay. Why would anybody make up the claims that were in that woman's lawsuit? For y'all to reduce her trauma to, oh, because a lot of people were saying shit like that. When this lawsuit first came out, I don't know if it was November or December, a lot of people were like, oh, she left Diddy for that broke white trainer and now she wants some money. She earned every fucking dollar in blood and sweat. Blood, sweat, tears, bruises. She fucking earned that money because that man is a monster. Okay. I did not need that video to believe that Diddy harmed that girl the way he did. I did not need that fucking video. I didn't need that fucking video.
And then for that video, she make her statement, she said, believe women the first time. I was like, period.
Yes.
Like,
when a woman said, first of all, we don't get anything from making up. Why would today feel like a good day to make up a lie about a good-hearted man?
I bored. Let me talk about these really horrible, graphic things that happened to me. But let me make them up.
Let's be so for if a woman said this man do she XYZ, she fucking did it. Okay. And if anybody is lying on a black man and about assault, baby, the only women who have a history of lying about black men assaulting them is the white women who have consented to sex and they got caught by their motherfucking daddies and said that they were being assaulted. Okay. Leave the rest of us the fuck out of it.
Period.
That's the hill.
Period. It's funny because my hill related to yours.
I hate these motherfuckers. Like when I saw that video, I was my stomach hurt. I couldn't even finish that video.
Yes.
I couldn't even finish that video. And then I'm like, if I can't even watch this video, imagine the person who was on the fucking ground being dragged. Cassie is a thin woman. Cassie is a small. She may be tall, but she's very thin. This big grown conk of a man driving kick and the way he was, that video was so disturbing. And I'm like, I can't even finish this video. Imagine the person who was being assaulted in this video. And then the fact that video had to be released in order for y'all clowns to believe it. And y'all caping for a fucking billionaire just because he's a black billionaire. Look at how he treats other black people. But also, fuck y'all are losers. Y'all are fucking losers.
Truly.
Okay?
And can I just say, nothing that Diddy has done, and Diddy whatever, we bop to the music, whatever, me gonna act like this money had music that I enjoyed. But Diddy as a person, thinking about all of his reality shows, there is so much evidence of how he do power trip and how he treats people that he thinks are beneath him. From making a band to like all them seasons I'm making up. He made people walk across New York City for a slice of cheesecake, guys.
And I want to add to that because a lot of people are like, well, how come J-Lo never came forward about abuse? J-Lo was his equal when they were dating. Diddy abused people who he thinks are beneath him. Okay. So people are like, oh, I'm side-eyeing Jay-Z and Beyonce and I'm side-eyeing this one. I'm like, they probably genuinely did not fucking know. Because the thing about people like Diddy is they are fucking psychopaths and they'll pretend like everything's good.
They hide it well.
Look at how, okay, another thing, timeline, because the timeline is starting to resurface. I remember when he was on the Wendy Williams show and Wendy asked him about Cassie and he was going on and on about how much he loves her and all this shit. And then I remember Wendy showing like a picture of them at the Met Gala and he was making this big display. He was like on the stairs and Cassie was standing there looking gorgeous. This was 2 months after he fucking dog walked that girl in a fucking hotel. Okay. He dog walked her in the hotel. And then 2 months later, he was on the fucking Met Gala carpet pretending to love her. Y'all really think he was beating up on she in front of his equals? He was not.
Yeah.
Okay, J-Lo never get that kind of smoke from he because J-Lo didn't need him. He couldn't keep J-Lo under his thumb. And people are also saying like, oh, Tommy Mottola, regardless, no. Yeah. Let's be so for real. He snatched up that girl from the time she entered the industry. He grew. I can't even say he groomed her. He just snatched her up. He just decided she was his property. Her career never went anywhere because she became his girlfriend. And he used his power and influence in the industry to stifle her career. And the only thing she gets to be known for is being his arm candy. And now she gets to be known for being his arm candy that he pummeled at every fucking corner. Okay. And y'all are all fucking assholes for the way y'all really try to act like that. Y'all make that shit up. Y'all are fucking terrible people. Every
But
single one of y'all.
also, this also goes back to what we were saying earlier in the season when we was like, you don't know that lady. Like, y'all keep assuming the best intent for these like really powerful male celebrities when time and time again they have shown you
That
what
they're
they
terrible.
tend to do when they get into those positions of power and money.
Yep.
Y'all don't know these
Right.
people. Like, you don't know them.
You
So
don't know these people.
be careful who you caping for, because this is not one of those things. It's not.
My heart is so broken for that lady. Like,
Yeah.
and all, like, oh my
Same.
God.
Yeah. I can't even imagine, like,
But
that
yeah,
man need
that's
to
my
be
hill.
under the jail.
That's my hill.
rough.
And protect that one lady at all costs. So what's her name? That one lady who's always frantic in interviews, going on and on about like how horrible the industry is. I don't know her name, but she always talking. Oh God, I wish I remember her name.
I think I know who you're talking
something
about,
with
though.
a J, I think. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
this lady is always in interviews and she'll be spilling tea and talking. She'll be calling people out. She'll rarely even say allegedly. I'm surprised that lady, like, but low key, like,
it get people who know things because they see things, and we think that we know celebrities because we don't want to listen to
but
their
she was
music.
in
Like,
the industry, you know, like
exactly.
she was there, and that's
witnessed it.
why her career didn't go
Mhm.
far, because she witnessed it and she didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, but she's one thing about it, she been flapping them gums. She been spilling so much tea. So protect that lady at all costs, because it's crazy out there for everybody. But what's your hill, girl? Because I could go on and on about this fuck shit.
I mean, my hill kind of related. I gonna play the sound first, and shout out to Kem, because he gonna help me to express my hill.
Read the fucking room.
That's my hill. Read the fucking room, okay? And this is in direct response. I don't even remember what a woman named. I ain't gonna call she out specifically. This lady the other day posted a picture of Diddy in the early 1990s or late 80s or whatever, when he happened to be on St. Thomas for something, right? She said, oh, this picture of Diddy when he was on St. Thomas and da-da-da-da-da. Nothing about the current case that's going on. It was just like, oh, remember when Diddy come to St. Thomas? And I was like, sis, the reason that Diddy is relevant right now is not something that we give St. Thomas a fucking break, first of all, because people just let it. I mean, they're not letting the Epstein thing go. But can we not?
Yeah, because I'm starting to have some questions about St. Thomas. Like, y'all be letting the awards sort of work.
But that's the thing, they don't be knowing. So first of all, leave St. Thomas alone. But second of all, sometimes when it comes to celebrities, I had to be like, oh, such and such went to the Virgin Islands. That's such good exposure for us. No, it's not. Like, read the room. Now is not the time when people are talking about this man being a literal monster and an abuser for you to say, remember the time he come to St. Thomas?
Yeah, she dropped that like it was a fun fact. Like, fun fact.
But then also it was funny because in the same day, before she posted this thing, I saw another post where a woman was talking about, like, I feel for Cassie because I went through that experience. And when I went through that experience, I was telling people what I was going through and nobody would believe in me because they felt like I was making it up. So she posted what she posted. I opened a comment because I was going on comment and be like, you know, I am so sorry to hear you went through that. Why somebody else was like, if I went through that, I would have been fighting a man back. Bitch.
I saw that.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Show me that post so I could go respond to defend the fucking original poster. Because who the fuck?
But the thing is, the girl,
you know, okay, I'm gonna do this because I need to start to step outside my comfort zone. I am not a person that'll wish harm on people. I hope you encounter a man who will mollywop your ass like that so you could fight him back. Since you so fucking tough, bitch.
But when she said that shit, I was like, read the fucking room. Read the like. Now is not the time to talk about yourself. Now is not the time to talk about, oh, we have proximity to this person. That's so cool. Like,
losers.
You don't have to be. And those types of people, I feel they're all the same. They're all related. It's somebody who's like, how can I make this situation about myself?
Yeah, because that's insane. That's bananas. Like,
it's kind of like when the Baltimore Bridge collapsed and people were like, I used to live in Baltimore 20 years ago.
Like what?
I remember that bridge. I used to take that bridge to work all the time. 55
in the
years
1990s.
Like, okay.
You wasn't there this morning.
Were you on that bridge when that motherfucker collapsed, Barbara? No, you weren't. So shut the fuck up. Okay.
Or like when somebody died,
be a mental illness. I don't know why people that make shit about themselves. Like
when somebody died and people will be like, "Oh my God, I had a class without passing in 7th grade, mama."
Like, and you are facing retirement. So why the fuck do you think we give a fuck? Okay,
like
that person probably got children and grandchildren that didn't get to say goodbye to them.
First of all, your teacher in 7th grade don't even remember that you had their class in 7th grade. What makes you think that is passing?
Because baby, Miss Roberts taught a lot of students.
It's just people don't read the room. People don't think about like, what it have a list of questions you're supposed to ask yourself when you're being like self-aware. I think it's like, is this necessary? Is this helpful? Is y'all need to go look up them questions and print that fuck out, double space and up the font and slap that fuck on every hard surface in your house.
Right to tie your hand like we used to do at elementary school.
Read the fucking room. Read it. I said it on Twitter. Ayo could not read the room if Elmo came down and sounded that fuck out for you.
If Elmo came and wrote the words "the room" on the wall of the room you're in, you still wouldn't be able to read the room.
Count Dracula could be like, and Ayo would be like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, read the
shout out to everybody who's on Patreon who got to see the hand gesture.
And I saw Sesame Street, baby, so of course I already thought that fuck.
No, yo, honestly, y'all they'll be missing so much. Just sign up for the Patreon because
we need that.
No, like
know the way you put it.
Yeah,
I gotta do that shit too. But this is what happens, George Bush, when you leave children behind or when you insist that they should not be left behind. Some of them needed to be left behind so that they could go back and get them lessons again. Yeah, because these children that should have been left behind for a little while just to cook a little longer, they're now on Twitter. They're now our bosses. They're now
legit.
We are dealing with so many like people who lack self-awareness and media literacy and just common sense.
It's really unfortunate.
Again, Ayo can't read the room because you didn't pass the Iowa test of basic fucking skills. Apparently, like you stressing me out.
No, the nerd in me is so like I'm screaming because I used to love taking the Iowa test.
And Ayo could drag me all you want, but a senator come to my school because of my high scores in what? Reading, bitch.
Hey, that'll fucking go. I remember being in like 3rd grade. I'm being on like a 7th grade reading level. I'm being like, what does that mean?
I was that girl, okay? I was like, girl.
I used to love taking that test. And Dylan really does well on standardized tests too.
Period. Like, no, and we ain't gonna talk about my math section, but you know, I don't need math. I married an engineer. Be smart.
It's giving balance.
Yep.
But I like to say, read Ayo really need to start working on your self-awareness. Y'all are struggling. People talking about their experiences and their struggles is not the time for you to talk about what you would have done, what you should have done, what happened to him back.
Girl.
Imagine.
And while I hear, if you decided to make a social media post to tag somebody on Mother's Day who recently lost their child to tell them how sorry you was out of nowhere, just, it's Mother's Day and I thinking about blank.
That is wild.
Because I saw that too and I wanted to cuss Ayo out.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to cuss Ayo out. Because why would you do that?
That's so crazy. Like,
anyway. Read the fucking room. So the funny part is, I know some of you are probably thinking, I wonder what the main topic is for today. We're gonna continue to drag people for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, we're gonna be y'all, we are in rare form. We all need to vent, and this episode is perfect for that. Because as I tell the girlies what we're doing today, I am very excited. I've
always wanted to do this, which is we are gonna go through Reddit's Am I the Asshole thread. And we are each going to pick certain stories based on what we find to be fucking insane. We're going to read them and we're going to determine if these people are, most of them is assholes. Most
people. Actually, I find it to be the opposite. I find that a lot of people who ask if they're the asshole actually aren't, and they're just being gaslit by the narcissists in their life.
I don't feel, and Andre, I'm gonna say this out loud. I sorry, Papa. Most of the time when women submit Am I the Asshole posts, it's them not being the asshole and wanting to know if they crazy.
If they
most
crazy,
of the
yeah.
time,
And they don't have a husband who hates them and treats them like dog shit. And it's like,
most of the time when men submit Am I the Asshole, you don't be like, Papa,
horrible human beings.
How did you not think you were the asshole?
No, they really don't be thinking.
So
it just proves what science has proven is that most narcissists are men. And I'm not saying that
submit to men. That's crazy.
Okay. And I'm not saying that narcissistic women don't exist. Let's be clear, narcissistic women absolutely exist. However, when diagnoses happen, majority of the people who have been diagnosed are indeed men, and women are more likely to seek out mental health treatments anyway. So it's not like it's a thing where men are getting treated more than women. No, y'all just make up majority of the population of narcissists. But anyway,
but we're reading them stories today. And it's something
excited.
I've always wanted to do. A lot of podcasts do this. Let me just put it out there. A lot of podcasts' entire concept is them reading Am I the Asshole stories. We're not going to become that unless I'll start submitting your own stories for us to react to. Ooh. I will do that if it's from the VI and VI people want to tell us their business. Again, we've been asking Ayo for years, and I'll be like, because you don't want me driving.
Yeah, we really want to know y'all business. Like, and we don't listen. One thing about me, baby, I'm a Scorpio rising, and she's a Scorpio moon. People with Scorpio placements be chambers of secrets. We be keeping the secrets. Tell us your business. We're not gonna tell nobody. We're gonna be really good at being discreet. We're gonna give you very sound advice. Okay? Because I'm an Aquarius sun and she's an Aquarius rising. Okay. We have a very.
And I feel like I'm good at keeping secrets because I don't remember.
Honestly, I think that's
such a Gemini.
So let's go. Just start telling us your business. But in the meantime, we're gonna read these strangers' business and we're gonna give our well, technically our opinion was solicited because they went to the internet to us strangers to get our opinions. So baby, we're gonna give them opinions right here. And it's gonna be fun. And this is for entertainment purposes. None of us are professionals at any of the things we're talking about unless we're actual professionals, but like mental health shit and all that stuff. We ain't professionals. So we're not giving advice neither. We just answering whether or not people is the assholes. All right, who wants to go first?
I know Britt get hers loaded. Britt ready to go.
I do.
Okay, I got mine too. But you go first, Britt.
Should I read the title or just go straight into it? Am I the asshole for not changing my name for my mom after she spent the last 18 years hating it? So when my parents,
sorry,
that's what I thought initially, right?
Ooh, okay.
Hold on.
So when my parents were expecting me, my mom decided to name me Catherine Elizabeth. My mom felt strongly about the name Catherine and Elizabeth was a family name on both sides, so it was a kind of compromise name. Neither loved it, but mom didn't like any of my dad's choices for my middle name, and my dad didn't like Catherine. And with my mom saying no to the middle name, they decided to use a mutual family name. During my birth, my mom suffered many complications. She was rushed for the emergency C-section and ended up needing multiple blood transfusions and was out of it for a couple of weeks. During that time, Dad decided he was going to name me what he wanted since my mom cut him out of choosing my first name. And I ended up with a name my dad loved, but my mom hated it. She had no say in the name. By the time she was healthy enough, they were told they would need to pay to change it. Mom was bitter. My parents are still married, but never recovered from it. And I 100% get it. My mom was betrayed and is angry, and he went against what she wanted while she was at her lowest point. The thing in all of this is I love my first name. I got the middle name Elizabeth still. I don't care for that either way, but I love my first name, even though my mom hates it. She always wanted me to be Catherine. And after I turned 18 a few weeks ago, she asked me to let her pay now for me to change my name. She said she regrets not doing it when I was a baby, but she admitted my name makes her so angry and brings the betrayal up to the front of her memory. So she would love for me to wear the name she chooses now. But I hate Catherine. I don't want to be a Catherine. This really upset my mom. She thinks my name is dumb. It's unique and not common in the US as a name. And I admit it's not for everyone, but it is for me. I'm glad I ended up with my name over Catherine, but I know my mom is struggling with that realization. She really thought I would want to be Catherine when I turned 18, I would be glad to do it with her offer to pay. And she told me how disappointed she was, and she asked me if I would consider it for her. I told her if I did it, it would make me unhappy. She got kind of mad at me, and she implied she felt betrayed all over again. Am I the asshole?
Okay, I'm going to just dive right in, right? That man is a horrible human being. That man is despicable, and that lady should have divorced he. And like I would have divorced he and take my baby and rename my baby, and I would have never talked to that man again. Because first of all, this lady, y'all already know how I feel about women and just people in general who birthing human beings, okay, turning liquid into human, okay. It's a very big job. This lady almost fucking died. I thought the story was about to get wholesome, where he was about to give her the name she wanted because she almost died giving you a whole fucking child, sir. I really thought that's where the story was going. When you said, oh, she's sleeping, she in a coma, baby. This
is my time.
It's a horrible human being. She should have been divorced.
The part in Euphoria when Maddie to turn around and be like, is this fucking play about us? Like, my mother was not in a coma or anything like that. But how about that's exactly how
these men, what? Wait, we just come from saying that when the women write it saying, am I the asshole, the men in the story are usually horrible human beings. Because the daughter is not, I don't think the daughter is an asshole either, because she grew up being called a certain name. Like, nobody wants to change their name at 18. That man is a horrible human being.
Yeah,
like,
the asshole here, the only asshole in this situation is the father. I will say though, I think that the mom is being very unrealistic about her expectations. Because yes, you hot, but you need to have the smoke for your husband and not your child. Because the fact that you still married to this motherfucker, but you want your child to change the only name she's known her whole life.
That's what I'm
asshole is the parents.
And I'm finding myself wondering if the father is abusive in some way, because the fact that the mom, because I'm sorry, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something right now. If I just spend 10 months building a human being, and while trying to bring this human earth side, I almost die, and I wake up and the mother scun who put our baby inside of me was like, hey girl, I know you was in a coma and we agreed on this name, but I just went ahead and named it this. Bitch, you ain't never seeing that child again. We're done. We are the fuck done.
You had the opportunity to change that baby's name before she got attached to it.
And that's why I'm wondering
if money.
But that's why I'm wondering if the father is abusive. Because I wonder if you see what I'm saying, like, what if it's one of those situations where it's financial abuse? What if it's one of those situations where the mom is dependent on him, you know, and she had no way of leaving? Because I feel like that's grounds for divorce. You know what I mean? And somebody who's in a secure situation who can take care of themselves would absolutely leave that relationship. I feel like there's something like bigger. And even the fact that like she wasn't able to fight hard enough for that name to change. I think there is a bigger issue. But that man is a horrible, despicable human being. And the mom is asking too much of the daughter.
Your child fault. Like, you stressing your child out for what? Because
she can't stand up to that man.
Girl, lock
you
your
see
knees.
what I'm saying? Yeah. This is the next story.
Go ahead with yours, dude. Just stand up, lock your knees, you know? Pull yourself up.
Hello. You want me to go next?
Chest out. Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for separating my finances from my husband because he won't quit giving his parents money?
Nope.
Me and my husband have been together for over 9 years, and separating our finances never occurred to me until this past year. I'm the saver and he's the spender. Baby, I'm the spender. I'm kidding. Okay. In the beginning, it didn't bother me, but we had 2 incomes and wasn't rich, but lived comfortably. His family has always borrowed, she put in quotes, borrowed money from us, but rarely ever pay that money back. I personally don't lend money, not even to family, but I do not stop him from lending to his. A few years ago, my husband was in a bad car wreck and can no longer work, so I became the sole breadwinner. He now gets disability, but that was a 4-year process. In that time, we dwindled our savings to nothing and came close to losing everything. Our debt mounted and there was nothing I could do. When he received his back pay, I only asked him to pay off his vehicle, a loan in which I've paid over 50 grand on in the last few years, and put some in savings. He did neither. Instead, he blew the money, loaning over $10,000 to his family and paying nothing towards the debt we
Lending them
created.
what money? He don't have money.
He don't
He
have
broke.
money to lend. During this time, I was able to save some money from my paycheck, but not much, and had plans to pay some debts off once I had enough saved. He knew I was saving to do this. About a month ago, I noticed over $700 missing out of our savings, and I asked him what happened. He replied with, I loaned it to my parents. I asked when he was going to receive it back because that money was already spent and I needed it. He said, I don't know when they can afford to.
And hard plan. Okay.
The story ain't even done, yo.
She's stressing me out. She's stressing me out.
I blew up and lost my shit. And I'm gonna tell y'all, anyway, I blew up and lost my shit. He didn't ask me. We didn't speak about it. He did it behind my back because he knew it would piss me off and I would say no if he asked. We had a huge fight. I figured after that fight, he would stop. But no, yesterday I checked my account and another $1,000 was gone. Gone where, you ask? He gave
This man is not lending money to his family.
I'm so mad I see red. I flat out told him that as of today, I'm done with his parents. I'll pay half the household bills, buy our food, and that's it. If he wants to lend all his disability to them, fine, but I'm not going to bust my ass 60 hours a week so he can keep giving our money away. Girl, that is your money. So am I the asshole for going to the bank and withdrawing all the money I put in there and opening up a new account that he doesn't have access to? He seems to think I am and says that I should want to make his parents happy. I would like to see them happy. I just don't want to pay for that happiness.
Okay.
No.
Britt,
We were just talking about financial abuse. That is financial abuse.
it is.
Absolutely.
That's an
like,
example of financial abuse.
They should have had separate accounts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care if you get married or not. Like, two people should always have their own accounts.
Absolutely.
And if you need to help out your family, then you take the money from your account.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like,
That's
and this is
crazy.
something that's habitual. Like, even if it's a one-time thing, you know, I don't mind helping people. But it can't be a habitual situation. And then we depleting our savings account and you don't have no job. And then
at this,
me.
it's weird. And at this point, it looks like he's purposefully trying to hurt her because he went and took another $1,000 after they had this huge fight over the 700. Like, it's y'all know my big.
It's kind of like what you gonna do?
What are you gonna do about it? These men hate y'all, and I don't know. I so tired of seeing women have men who are blatantly displaying that they hate them and staying with them. You good? I would withdraw the money, and I was presenting that motherfucker with some divorce papers too.
And
I was gonna say she didn't do enough,
and that's why you jump in
money
here.
Wasn't enough.
You ain't the asshole for the reason you asked, but you are the asshole for your next step being, I gonna take my money out the bank and separate our accounts. That'll show him, bitch.
Divorce that motherfucker. Divorce him.
Absolutely.
Like,
this
what
person was on disability. You were walking your ass off, paying all of the bills, and he still feel ownership over that shit. You think that fuck gonna get better because you separate your accounts?
Crazy. And what'll send me above all is, like, I don't really want women who are married to ask themselves, what am I getting from this marriage? Because I'm reading this story and I don't see where this woman is benefiting from that marriage in any fashion. She's the only person working. This man I get it. He got in his car wreck. Understandable. But this man is fully taking advantage of you. This man is fully taking advantage of you. And then you confront him about something. He's putting y'all in the hole. I hope they don't have children. Baby, leave him. Why are you you picking up dead weight? You get this grown fucking man depleting you, sucking the life out of you. And then first of all, let's talk about his bummy ass parents. Because
how were they helping when he was on disability?
Because I thought it was the other way around. His parents should have been supporting them while they were. So what the fuck did y'all squandered everything? Y'all, what kind of life y'all got? Are y'all what's the tea? Why are y'all so down bad that your child? And it's because what is giving, I'm not gonna lie, it's giving that his parent, he grew up poor. They don't really have much money and he doesn't have any kind of financial literacy. He was never taught how to manage finances. And because he have a dual income household that's actually making money, his parents squander their money and then they come to them because that's wild. Like,
yeah, because that shit to get past. When people have poor money management, they learn it from somewhere. Like that's generational.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
but
could never
also-
imagine relying on Dylan like that. Like, I can't imagine Dylan being married and me every time I need money calling and this ain't no little, like, this is $700. This is $1,000. Like, what are y'all doing? Like,
yeah. But
what?
also, like, the crazy part is, so me and I've never joined any of my, like, since we've been, like, we never joined anything because one, I've never wanted to do it, but also the way that money transfer and all of that shit works now, you really don't have to have joint accounts like that. Like, we have saving goals that we set up together, but we don't save, like, our contributions to go into separate savings account, and then when it's time to use the money, we'll use the money or whatever. But everything's separate. Even with everything separate, there have been times where, like, my husband family asked he to, like, help, and it's not a frequent thing, but when they did, that's that man money, you know, and he still come to me and say, hey, such and such asked me for help. I want to help them. I'm going to give them this much. He didn't have to tell me that shit.
Yeah,
but because we are together,
Common
he
courtesy.
understands.
Yeah.
It's common courtesy to be like, yo, this is how I spend my money. If somebody that you dating or married to is very secretive or like kind of like selfish about how they're spending money, and they feel like even if you have separate accounts, if they feel like it's none of your business, even though you are building a life together, that's a red fucking flag.
Absolutely. That's scary.
That is a red flag.
That's true. That's me, because I don't trust these men. Like, I would absolutely I'm gonna just be real, because if let's say I was married and we were doing it the way you and Steven doing it, where we have separate accounts, we are decided contributions. The way I set up, my contribution is met. Don't worry about white guy going on in my account. But and I could see, and I get that that's a red flag, but it's like, hey, I've met my contribution. And I think for me, I think about what the old ladies was telling me growing up. Always have a separate account.
No,
always
I always have a separate account.
For sure.
Like, I don't
but
want
what I'm talking about is, like, you don't want to be in a situation where your partner is recklessly spending money, even if bills paid, you know.
Right.
And next thing you know, somebody get in a car accident. And this person now isn't working, but has been managing their finances poorly. Now that fully impact, same situation with this lady. Now that fully impacting you. So you have, like, money gonna have to be a conversation in any long-term relationship.
Yeah,
like,
you have to be transparent about
I believe it or
yeah.
not, I feel like I would actually prefer for us to each have our own account and then have a household account that is joint. Because the way I set up, I love to split up my direct deposit. So I have no problem putting my specific contribution directly into that account, and then the rest goes
and that's
here,
how some people do it too.
And then
that's how I do it.
You know what I mean? Like, I would rather have something like that. And I also, maybe I'm I don't even think it's hyper independence, but I also just don't value marriage, because I'm just like, to me, like,
I feel you though, because that was a struggle I had when we start living together. I felt like, who are you to tell me? Well, like, don't, especially because of how my father was. I was like, one thing you will never tell me what to do is about my money. Like,
I think it's me wanting to make sure that I'm always protected and, like, you know what I mean? Because like,
he made a good point, because we used to get into it about it, and he was like, hey, you could buy whatever you want, but I know that you're not saving any of your income. And if something happened to you where you can't walk, where we have an emergency, where you're in the hospital, he's like, realistically, yes, I could support you to an extent, but I can't support you completely by myself. Like, you cannot run through the rest of your life and not be saving money. So I had to be like, okay, cool. But we had to compromise, because I was like, we could agree on savings goals, but don't be telling me what to spend my money. Like,
and that's my
if
thing.
I want to buy a wig, I'm gonna buy a wig. Like,
and that's where I'm at. Like, for me, I'm like, we agree on what we contribute to the household. We agree on what we save for the family.
Yeah.
My money is mine.
Like my play money, you let me handle that. That's my play
I don't
money.
need to tell. And that's my thing. Like, when I come home with these shopping bags, don't ask me about them, because guess what? What I said I was gonna pay is paid. The lights ain't never cut. Like, that's I'm a girl.
So I have a question, right?
Yes.
And they're kind of veering off from the stories.
No, that's fine.
But don't you think there should be, like, a level of transparency if, like, when it comes to credit and things like that? Because potentially in the future you may want to buy a home.
Absolutely.
You want to make sure your partner like credit is, like, screwed up.
Absolutely. I'm talking about liquid cash. I'm talking about liquid cash. If I
Okay,
show up
good.
in this motherfucker with a little shopping bag, listen, but I'm with you on that. Like, I'm not, me gonna lie, I really probably ain't gonna never get married. Cause even the thought, even as I was reading her thing, I was getting so anxious. Cause I'm like, y'all done got all this joint debt. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, if
But no, I promise you there's way to keep it separate.
Yeah, I'm like, if we're gonna get married and buy a house, obviously we have to disclose those things to each other, right? Because we're going on these joint ventures together, you know. But like the liquid money, don't ask me about my cash. Don't ask me about my
that was where I had to draw my hard line. I was like, I need to understand what the anxiety is behind like my spending. And once I understood it, I was like, cool. I get where you're coming from. And me gonna lie, this man get my shit together when it comes to finance. Like I was a very impulsive shopper and now I'm not anymore. Like,
shout out
and
to
I
Steven.
appreciate, he get my shit together on that. Like my credit, because of that man. But I had to be like, there's a way to express that without making me feel like infantilized. Like
that's what it is. I'm not a child, sir.
Why? Like I want to feel ownership over what I do. Like I don't want to feel guilty when I buy something and I walk in the house, right?
Yeah.
The place that we're at now is good, but it's important to talk about those things because you might end up in a situation like that lady where she's like, oh, well, now I need to separate my accounts. No, the time to separate your accounts was probably when he showed you way back when that he was an impulsive spender. Because I know that shit ain't just come up now.
Oh,
she told us like 4 or 5. She told us many accounts of this man just withdrawing the money. That man is using her. And I wish people would acknowledge that men be out here being full of blown gold diggers. People always think that only women are gold diggers. Men are gold diggers. Men are gold. That's why they always asking you what you bring to the table, babe.
I wish I had the editing skills to create a Deidre meter of her with like a big ass hammer, just like whacking a man, right? And throughout the episode, every time Deidre whack men, I want the little graphic to just like,
no, like, let me tell you something. Men are asking you what you bring to the table so they could treat you the way this man is treating his wife. They want to see if she got her money together so I could fall apart and just rely on her and not get my fucking bum ass up and support my wife. Like, as a man, like, and she's doing what she's supposed to do as a wife. My husband get hurt, he get in this accident, I gonna do what I gotta do. I gonna work these extra hours, I gonna bring in this extra money. She's doing what she's supposed to do as a life partner. This
and somebody who care about you. That's why I said she's the asshole for not going straight for divorce, because somebody who cares about you
would never treat you like that, never want you to struggle like that.
60 hours a week and a passing like, no. Anyway, and thank God that the men in my life,
family, that's crazy.
The men in my life, my best friend, like I could never picture a man doing some bum shit like that. But anyway,
yeah, well, that was my what's yours? I want to hear yours. I ready to drag somebody else.
I'm AITA asshole for not letting my estranged father's wife hold my son.
No.
I, 26 male, have been estranged from my father for 16 years. After my mom died, he just left. You ain't an asshole. He didn't even take me someplace safe. He walked out of the house and didn't come back. He missed her funeral and he wasn't around to take care of me or anything afterwards. You ain't an asshole. I was taken in by my uncle, my mom's brother, and he finished raising me. My father's family remained a part of my life, and I have a few good relationships with them. 2 years ago, my father reconciled with some of the members of his family, but not all, including me, who has not spoken to him since I was 10. I have seen him twice before this weekend, and then I saw him for a third time. This time, his wife was also with him. It was at a party for one of my cousins. My aunt, aka cousin's mom, invited them. Fuck your aunt. My wife and I were also there, and so was our 7-week-old son. While my cousin, the birthday girl, my wife, and I were talking, my father's wife approached, introduced herself, and said she could not wait to be
what?
And said she could not wait to be a grandma, and asked to hold my son. I told her she could not, thank you. She was all smiles up to then, but the smile fell and she asked me why. Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
Read the fucking room.
Like, this is what Mando be like, you know, they don't be
I
telling
hate these. Hey, Isa, why you my chest hotting, man?
So she asked me why. I told her I didn't let random strangers hold my son. Ooh. She told me.
You better be.
She told me she's not a random stranger. She's his grandmother. I would have fight.
Girl.
I would have fight. I would have fight. Okay. My cousin stepped in and moved her along.
My heart is racing right now listening to this.
What, you know, the reaction was basically like, what the fuck? We did our best to stay out of my father's wife way afterwards, but she came over again as we were leaving and asked to hold my son again. I told her no yet again. And my aunt was also present, and the two of them told me that I was being harsh and to let her hold the baby. No. She told me I'm treating her like a criminal. I told her I was treating her like the random stranger that she is.
Yeah. Right.
You know how Joe Budden do the gunshots?
That's
my cousin.
You better go off. That's a king right there.
My cousin heard the end of it.
Imagine the child mother. Because let me tell you, if my man was standing up for my baby,
I'd have been
I would have been pregnant with the next child that night.
So he said my cousin heard the end of it, scolded her mom and my father's wife when we were gone, and called me to apologize for what happened to your cousin real. I apologized to her for having that play out at her birthday party. My aunt gave my father's wife my number. Your aunt is a fake.
No, the aunt is crazy. Fuck, she's a boomers. Them is all boomers. Those are all boomers. This is a very boomer situation.
And the two of them told me I behaved childlessly and I should consider my son and what is best for him, and how I treated this woman poorly.
Oh, I hope he reads his father for fucking filth. Because of everybody to don't fucking tell me to think about what's best for my son when you walked out on your fucking 10-year-old after his mother died.
You ain't been an asshole since the title, to be honest. You were never the asshole. Your father was the asshole from the time exactly how Deidre said.
Like, what? You abandoned your 10-year-old because his mama died? He ain't never heard from you again, and then you pop back up with a whole new bitch talking about some my grandchild, bitch.
Yeah,
you think this is like a plot for like a novel or a movie? This sounds crazy.
If I were reading a book and this scene happened, I'd have fling the book.
Because what?
And I want to know, like, the aunt kept in touch with the uncle all this time, or
because why is she being so friendly to them?
Because let me tell you something. If my brother wife pass away, and you abandon my niece or nephew, the way I turning up on your mother's gun every fucking chance I get. You abandon your child because your wife. Yo, these people
getting invited to no birthday parties
at all. I
wasn't getting invited
one time.
You gang, like, I started this family, sir. Y'all saw Lion King 2 when they kicked Kovu out of Pride Rock. Me and the giraffes gonna be.
And the time they start having a confrontation, I would go upstairs and look for the speaker. I stop playing fucking Deception for real.
Disgrace.
Be like, exile.
Because nigga, what?
No, somehow you ain't trying to like. I hate this whole at the end of the day, that's your family fuck.
That's bullshit. No. That's fuck.
First of all, and I'm gonna say, even if me and you cool, if you ask to hold somebody baby from the time that person said no, we're good, then I standing on that person's side.
You respect it.
That's on that's on a fundamental level. That's without there being any family drama. That's without there being any fucking abandonment of a 10-year-old who just lost his fucking mother. That's just on a basic fundamental level. I don't give a listen. My twin sister had just had a baby, and I said, hey, can I hold the baby? If this bitch told me no, baby, I'm walking away. That's your baby. I'm not. If you told me I can't hold your baby, I can't hold your baby. Okay, but you abandon your 10-year-old. He's never heard from you, and then the next time he sees you is 16 years later with a random new wife at his cousin's birthday party. You didn't even have the decency to show up and say, hey, nigga, like, I know I abandoned you after your mom died, and I'm sorry, but like, first of all, shout out to he for standing on business.
Shout out to he for standing on business. And to that bitch.
No,
because you stressed out because this person ain't let you hold a baby. Your man abandoned a 10-year-old child when his mother had just died. And then you
No,
come
go
to
ahead,
the party
because
expecting love. My message to you
I
is
don't
this.
think that lady know what a man do. I don't think that lady know what a man do.
And
Unless she's
this
a
is
fucking
why?
lunatic like him. Because there's no way she know that a man do that to his child.
No, exactly. That's why
she asking to hold her baby unless she's just as Looney Tunes as her husband. And if so, then birds of a feather, motherfucker. Because
exactly, because if I didn't know the full context and I come to a party and your child being frigid and cold with me, I would have been like, what did you do? So to that lady, this is my message to you.
You have bigger fish to fry.
Indeed.
You have bigger fish to fry.
And I love that the baby chimed in too, because she does. The baby said, just in case y'all didn't hear what my mama said.
Your man is the problem, girl. Run.
Yeah,
you have bigger fish to fry.
You're with
yeah.
And I won't be surprised if he killed the mama too. Yeah. Yeah, I think he killed his ex-wife.
Teacher.
I think he killed her. And then abandoned their fucking
the part
child.
for you to go to always be right in front of you, and it'll have a sign that said go left, and Deidre will be like, yep, every time. Deidre will be like
I'm certain he killed his wife. Because what?
like if Michelle Obama presented Deidre with options, like
Not
go low,
Michelle.
go high, go to hell.
Baby. I'm going to the core of the earth.
hell.
Every time.
You're
Every
gonna
time.
be on the elevator, like hell.
Oh, that one's at Hades, please.
Deidre gonna say, pull the lock.
You know, I don't know why. Okay, first of all, even if I wasn't a mama, right, that shit would not sit right with me. I have a 10-year-old in the other room, and I'm trying to think, if I fucking died,
Right.
and his dad just walk out the house and even fix the child some fucking waffles before he left, like, I'm just so like, how do you do that? How do you do that to your
Have y'all ever thought
child?
about the fact that the kid's vibe was off? Like that's the energy the father had.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Just
And I have a feeling that the wife know.
You
she
think
know.
the wife know?
Because
know.
ain't no way you're married to this man and you don't hear them like talking on the phone with their kid, having
Let me tell you,
visits,
as
going to the
somebody,
hospital when the baby was like, you know what I mean? Like those things
as
are
somebody
not
who has
happening.
had men blatantly lie to me about wild shit, I won't be surprised if that man fully. Let me paint a picture for you. Yeah, my wife died 16 years ago. My son was 10. I was too depressed. My brother stepped in because he was better at it than, you know what I mean? Like, this man probably tell this lady a whole story. Listen, I have had men make up a whole lie, and then when I catch them in it, it's like.
And you know what I would do in that moment though? If he said I was too depressed, my brother step in. So you managed to heal enough to date me.
But you ain't heal enough to go fucking mind your child, bitch.
And you still say, I gonna stay and I gonna marry he.
That's a level
you
of delusion
have
that
bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, I think they're both like cluster B, and the psychology girls know what that means. They're fucking cluster B ass motherfuckers. And a shout out to him. I really hope he's done a lot of healing. That's a level of trauma that I couldn't even imagine. Like,
Man.
But shout out to him for having those boundaries though, because
yes.
Yep. Yes.
And your cousin, real. Your
shout
cousin,
out to the cousin.
That's
shout
your
out to the
cousin.
cousin.
So
yeah, man.
I think we should do one more.
Okay.
Britt, I don't know if you had another one you wanted to jump in with.
Deidre gonna hate this one too.
Y'all already know I hate these motherfuckers. Oh my God. Yo, if Dylan turned out to be even like a fraction of the
won't.
The first time
he's
my
not.
girl cried to me about man, I thumping up his mother's cunt because what?
He won't.
Wow, these men are horrible.
He won't. And I'll jumpy.
Listen, we gonna turn up on his little mother's cunt. If he think he gonna objectify women, anything of the sort, he getting his ass handed to him.
It had a time, right? My coworker was venting about her son, right? He going through that like preteen phase, and me trying to tell her all her business, but that boy giving she a hard time, right? And he growing up at age where you get all these little boys who want some incel shit, and she'll come to work and be like, yo, he said this thing to his teacher, and I like, where did he get that from? Because this lady is like sweetheart, right? And one day we were talking, she was venting, and I was like, do you want me to jump he? And she looked at me like, what? I was like, he don't know me. Like, do you want me and Steven to pull up on he when he walking home from school? We ain't gonna hurt he. We gonna just rag you up a little bit, you know? Like,
him.
Sometimes you just need your ass.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that's community. Like,
it takes a village.
It takes a fucking village. And sometimes the village need to jump your child. Like,
even if you observe like cats, like, because I love big cat documentaries, especially lions. Listen, if one of the cubs doing too much, listen, a lioness, it don't matter which lioness, go.
Yeah. And me
grab
saying,
up that little mother's gun.
Me ain't gonna let nobody put their hands on me. It's not that. Your child whiling. Your child point hands on you verbally. Your child whiling with you. I trying to
your
respect
reputation.
You and your reputation. Just tell he to walk home. Tell you had to stay to work for a meeting. Send me his location. We gonna pull up. Come out the car. We probably won't even say words. Sometimes nothing humbles you like getting slapped for no reason. Let me jump you.
This is giving me like Scared Straight. Have y'all ever seen that show?
Oh my, them kids be so scared.
He said, you need to figure out what you're gonna do with your life. You're not cute. You look dusty. Like, let me drag he or let me beat his ass.
One or the other, but Dylan, listen. Yeah, let's read this next one, Britt, because
but Deidre, Dylan is going to turn out fine.
I think he's gonna be fine.
No,
I love him. He's so thoughtful.
You as his mom.
Thank you. I love him. Oh, my kid.
Who's the asshole next? Because they're all the asshole.
Yeah, like, oof, there's some scandalous shit.
So this one is, am I the asshole for making my husband a chore chart? My 32 female, wait, what? Oh, she's a 32-year-old female.
Okay,
He's 36.
I thought so, yeah.
Recently took a job. Oh, you say?
And he older than she? Oh my God.
Yeah. Recently took a job in which he works less and makes less because he wanted to improve his work-life balance. He was previously working a standard 40-hour week. He now works 30 hours or less. He typically starts work between 8 to 9, takes an hour lunch, and comes home between 12 and 3. He usually takes Fridays off. About once a month, he has to stay later at work and comes home around 6 p.m. I have worked 40 hours for the past 3 years and recently took a job that has a slightly higher difficulty level for more money. My husband really wanted me to take this job because it's more money and less of a commute. My hours are 8 to 5 p.m. with an hour lunch. I usually get home around 5:30 to 6 p.m. We split bills 50-50, but have discussed me contributing a higher percentage since I now make more. We haven't done this yet because I just started and we have not had the time to figure out the details. Admittedly, my husband does several things for the household. He does all the lawn care, cooks meals 2 to 3 times per week, and takes the trash to the dump once a week or every other week. I don't do any of these tasks. When he cooks, I do the dishes. We both do shared laundry towels and take care of our pets. However, other tasks in our home are not getting done, and I find myself having to spend several hours of my weekend cleaning the whole house to maintain a basic cleanliness level. If I do not clean on the weekends, which definitely happens because of life, it doesn't get done and I start to feel stressed out because of the mess. So I decided to make a chore chart outlining things that need to be done daily, weekly, and monthly to maintain a relatively clean household. The chart was for both of us and included a spot to mark when/who completed the what chore. I suggested a 60-40 split in how the chores are divided since he has more time than I do. I included the chores he already does on the list, and I asked him to add/change/suggest anything he wanted. He was very upset with this idea and said he was not going to clean up my messes and that I just wanted to dictate his free time. I told him I was open to other suggestions and he had none. I have suggested we hire someone to help out, but he has always been opposed. By the end of the argument, he accused me of being lazy and just wanting him to do everything. He told me that my job wasn't hard because I just started and I'm in training, but the few hours he works are grueling and he shouldn't be expected to do anything more. He thinks a chore chart is stupid because we should just do the things we see needed to be done instead of using a chart to track it. My theory is he is opposed because he feels infantilized or he just doesn't want to do anything else so he can use his free time however he wants. Am I wrong for suggesting the 60-40 split? Should it be 50-50? And then she said she has an edit. Removed question about how we could make it more equal because asking for advice is against the rules.
Okay. I go, this is my initial response.
I don't like them. I come to the conclusion. I come to the conclusion and I believe it in my heart and I sticking with it too. Like, I don't even think like, you know, like sometimes we just say things and then it's like we take it back and we didn't mean it. No, I think I standing on this one. I stand in firm on this one.
If I, a woman, don't start standing the fuck up, I gonna have to start speaking out against you like a goddamn misandrist or whatever the misogynist. Yes, misogynist. Misandrist is people who hate men. If a church hurt girl, is he 5?
The bar's in hell.
It's
in hell.
I'm just so like, what?
I made him a church hurt and he threw himself on the ground and started kicking his feet. What should I do?
Somebody needs to go get him some fucking gold star stickers to put on the chart every time he washes a dish. Like, the fuck?
No. And then is the part where she says they have to check off who did what. I'm like, oh, hell no.
What's the point of being with somebody if, like, that's gross? Just be single.
And I don't.
Right.
Me, I'm not trying to absolve the man here because he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He entered a relationship hoping for a mate and not a partner. And he's angry because she's asking him to do something he never expected to have to do. He was hoping to get one over and for her to be like, okay, I'll clean. Don't worry about it. But I gonna say something. I've been seeing a lot of videos on TikTok where this girl had said, hey, can you tell me why marriage is hard? And people start stitching a video showing all the little stupid stuff their husband will be. And don't get me wrong, sometimes when you live with somebody, they'll do dumb shit, right? And it's just because you live with a person. Steven will be like, hey, how come when you do your makeup, you gotta leave all your makeup in the kitchen? So you don't have your things, right?
Yeah.
But some of your woman are in hell. You are suffering. And if you think that I gonna give you sympathy in that, my response to this is this. I don't give a fuck. How you doing here? I don't care. You deserve what you gain because you should know that you take the time to write out that story. You know what the problem is. A fucking chore chart, girl.
A chore chart is crazy. And mind you, he's 36 and she's 32. Like, how are you benefiting from this relationship? What is the benefit? What are you going to lose? Like, what in your life is going to be removed if that man is removed? That's all I want to know.
People need to ask themselves that question.
Like, okay, if me and this person are not together, what am I no longer going to have access to because this person is not in my life? If you can't give
me bills, 50.
That's it.
But even that, baby, you could find you a cute little 1-bedroom. Okay, you could find you something for you and that dog or cat or whatever gerbil you got. And you're going to probably end up saving. But like the time, the stress, and if you're going to be splitting bills 50-50 without a grown up, you might as well have a roommate that's going to actually do their part.
Right.
Because
imagine if they had kids?
Not good. Oh God, I pray they don't have kids. I just
like, she got my meltdown.
My heart goes.
And I'm assuming he don't cook.
She said he cooks.
I think
and she washes the dishes when he cooks, but only like 2 to 3 times.
2 to 3 times a week. Does the lawn care and trash, and I just feel like that's bare minimum.
That's what you're supposed to do, sir. First of all, the fact that he's such a fucking delicate flower princess that 40 hours is just too much. I need to take some time. I need to reduce my hours. Like, okay, and then what?
But also, and then like, does he not want his own bathrooms clean? Does he not want his own laundry to be clean?
Like, you okay living in filth? Like, so here's the thing. I absolutely understand dividing the bills in a more equitable way, right? This person brings in more, this person should pay more, but this person is bringing in more because you're lazy. This person is bringing in more because you are lazy, because you decided that you can't, and hey, maybe you don't have the capacity to work a 40-hour week, right? okay, if that's the case, then you do need to pick up more of the chores in the house. You absolutely have to pick up more of the weight with the domestic labor, because if one person is going outside of the home more than the other to earn the money that's coming into that home, the person who's at the home more should do more domestic labor. So how you decide you're going to shave 10 hours off of your work week, aside from the 40 hours she's working, we also have to factor in her commute and her getting ready for work. She's constantly working and getting ready to go back to work. And then she's bringing in the money that's keeping this house above our heads so we don't fucking have to sleep in the rain. And she also has to do half of the domestic labor. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. And the only reason why you're expecting her to do all this domestic labor, even though she's the breadwinner, is because she's a woman.
She's a woman.
These men better be fine as hell. These men better be fine. Dick better be, but like...
So again, what are you losing?
If I don't give you the benefit of the doubt, your back need to be getting crack every night.
Like, what are you getting from this situation?
That's why I'm saying, for them to be going through, like, listen, if a woman was telling me all of this, and then I meet her boyfriend and his fucking Idris Elba, I would be like, I don't even blame you. You still like, stupid.
I could see how you would fall for the fuck shit. Let me tell you, Dylan's dad used to make me miserable, but that man was so clean and that nigga could cook. Okay. So when I tell you, I've talked about it on the show. I believe that man was doing Obia when he was cooking, because
but I could see that you were like, okay, I'm benefiting from it in this way.
Yeah, he was.
So it's hard for me to say I cut in it, let me go. But these women to be saying this and then fucking dating a Ninja Turtle, like, girl. You dating fucking
Not
Peter Parker. Let's be. Just white men with no seasoning, no personality. I know this is a white woman
sauce,
because they were trained up this way.
It have to be.
This is crazy work. Oh my gosh. Like,
I tell you, I don't support all women. Some of you dumb. You scare me.
Some of y'all are dumb, because what the fuck? Like, what the actual fuck? Wow.
So the chore chat, Britt, I don't even know if you see, but the minute you said chore chat, I was standing here trying not to unmute my mic. I was like,
I was so confused. I was like, she dead ass. She's dead. And then again, that's my point.
Is something you do in college when you're trying to navigate conflict and like work with different personalities of people that you've never met and share responsibility. A chore chat is.
Let me tell y'all something.
Multiple people living in a space.
You just got two people and you need that. Like, and then also back to Hayes' point, like as an adult, not even as a man, but as an adult, you're okay living in filth. Like, okay, my wife is tired. She doesn't have the bandwidth to take care of this thing, so I'm just not going to do it.
Like, it's your bathroom too. It's your laundry too. It's your house.
That's crazy to me.
Oh, this is the woman she needs. Like, you live here. It don't bother you.
Me. Listen, therapy is such a beautiful thing, because I'll never forget when she was my second therapist. Yeah, I've only ever worked with two therapists. I have a new therapist, by the way. I'm going to meet her on Tuesday. I'm so excited. Anyway,
therapy.
So I'll shout out to Kimberly, but Kimberly said, Deidre, you can't, there was something that I wanted done, right? I was dealing with whatever, and I wanted to talk to the person at this specific time, and the person wasn't ready to talk, blah, blah, blah. And I remember her saying, but Deidre, you can't make this person talk to you. I said, I'm sorry, what? She said, you cannot make them talk to you. She said, you can't make anyone do anything. Just because you want it to happen doesn't mean that that person is going to want to do it. And if they don't want to do it, you cannot make them. And ever since she said that, I had to stop and say, holy shit. Okay, so if that's the case, I have to make sure that I'm surrounded by people who want the same things as me. The reason why I said that is because if I am a grown up and I decide to live in the same quarters as another grown up, and I'm the only grown up willing to clean, and I ask you more than twice to help keep the place clean, and you don't help me keep the place clean, a chore chart is not going to make you do it. And even if it does, again, I cannot make you be clean. You can go. Let me tell you, I just cut off like 2-3 different men. I don't cut people off so quick. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Because I can't make you be what is compatible for me. I cannot.
Right.
I cannot. I would rather be by my fucking self and manage it all by myself than to have a full-bodied adult next to me and I'm still managing it by myself.
And you know,
look at your skid marks. No, thank you.
Yeah, nah. And she had mentioned offering to like pay for somebody to come in, and he still said no. So I'm like,
because he thinks you're a slave.
What do you want?
Yeah,
like
he thinks she's a slave. That out, Britt,
because she said he got upset too. Like he was like against it, and I'm like, he's against it because he wants you to play this position.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just think he hates you. I'm back to what we were talking about earlier. I know that sound. The reason why I said that is because thinking back to what we said earlier, somebody who checked for you, they don't want to see you struggling and grinding and suffering, and they don't want to see you stress. You know what I mean? Correct. I even when I think about even any of the men I've been involved with, if my plate is too full, they're like, let's figure out how to take some of this off your plate. And these are not my husbands who I live with. So if you are married to somebody and you live with each other and you're not trying to make each other's lives easier, that's like wild. Like this man hates you. Like he hates her.
But you'd be surprised, like in conversations with people when, like, I don't know how it even came up, but I'd be like, oh yeah, Russell is doing the laundry today. And people are like, why? Like, that's not his responsibility. You need to be doing the laundry. No. We both have clothes that we wear and throw in the hamper.
Hello?
So if he want to do laundry, like, he's gonna do it. Like, I don't understand. But
now people like get hot up when I tell them that Steven will cook. Like, they don't get hot up. And I'll be like,
that's so weird to me.
So upset. It's crazy.
It's not like I don't cook, but
no, but y'all are
person. I'm just not like
and he knew that when he married me.
What it is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like y'all are dividing up the labor. You know, ironically enough, I'm a very domestic person, but I cannot reasonably juggle working full-time and being as domestic as I naturally am, because I love taking care of the house, but I cannot do it when I'm working a full-time job. It's not as great. The quality is not as great when I'm working full-time. And that's because I'm one person. I'm a human being. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm just like, okay, if we're two grown-ups working full-time jobs, or well, partially, I can't respect you as a man. Like, shut your fucking mouth when you're talking to the big boss. Shut the fuck up and go make me a sandwich, Earl. Like, what you mean? Like, I'm so mad thinking about that.
You just, you say it earlier, Deidre. These partners don't like Ayo because
they don't like you.
So both of us work full time, right? There have been times where I come home and just realize, like, yo, I haven't picked up after like the house look crazy, and I'll be like, Steven, I'm so sorry that the house looked like this, and he don't look at me like, who fucking care? Like, we both walking full time. Relax.
Exactly. Yeah, but I don't be because like, he likes you. He gives a fuck about you.
Exactly.
He don't see you as a slave.
A lot of times, I feel you.
I come in home and he just like, this house dirty. Like,
because those partnerships where the men treat the women like that, they didn't want a woman to love and be with. They wanted they wanted free labor. They wanted a maid. They wanted they wanted a slave. A lot of men just see women as slaves. Yeah. Like they
want to be comfortable, and they want you to contribute to that comfort, but they don't actually see you as a person and as a partner.
Yeah. They see you as an accessory. And I think a lot of people see marriage like that.
Yeah.
Like that's how they view marriage.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I don't blame you, Deidre. I don't blame you.
That shit is great. And listen, I only ever lived with one man, and again, he was clean. He could cook. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was lit. Even I remember that one person that I dated for a long time after me and Dylan's dad broke up. We never lived together, but he was doing whatever he could to make my life easier. I remember I was doing passion twist in my hair, and I was gonna do it myself, and he was so offended. He was like, do it yourself? He was like, go book an appointment and tell me how much it costs. Like, you should not be standing there holding up your hand for that long doing your own hair. And I was like, damn, like when a man likes you, he does not want to see you suffer. Okay, I'm the same thing. Easier. And I shouldn't have to, and just a disclaimer for the dummies who need it, women also, we don't treat men badly that we like.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never seen a woman who like a man treat him like shit. Okay,
no,
listen, we don't be down bad. Okay? We don't like these man bad. Okay, we don't be doing the most for these men. Okay, women who treat men like shit is because they don't like them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Fucking losers.
Somehow you're driving to work listening to this and your chest a little hot. because you wake up this morning and you walk in the kitchen and the fucking pot them are peeking out over the sink because of how long it been since he washed the dishes. And you saying, yeah, girl, yeah. But your chest, you feeling it? We talking to you. So put a Honda Civic in park when you reach to the parking lot for walk. Call a man until he get a fuck out. I don't know why I had to listen to this show. But Deidre told y'all when we get in the fucking studio today, when we start the episode, Deidre tell y'all we had a day. We on some shit this episode. You were given a warning. I figure out how to share the sound on my computer. We're gonna be wild until the whole end of the season. Next week, you're gonna be no better.
Civic is
There's nothing wrong with Honda Civic. I drive in Accord.
No,
They're
very
very good.
I wanna no, I'm mad because I really do wanna.
They're very nice cars. So pull in the parking lot, find a tree because you're gonna be in the car for a while, put it in park, and either call a man or change your locks.
You know what'll kill me? You know what it is? Me and one of my friends was having this conversation today, and I was like, it sounded to me like this woman is just wants to have a man around. Like, it's just like sometimes these women just want us, because you know one thing of pick me's, and this is not me calling all of y'all pick me's, but I'm saying for them it's just, oh, at least I got a man. Listen, anybody who want to tweet me talking about DJ talking all that shit, at least I got a man. Good for you, babe. At least I don't have some grown man who's older than me who I have to write a fucking chore chart for.
You have a fucking squatter. You have a squatter.
You have a dependent. You can't even file him on your taxes.
You have a child.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You got a grown man. You're earning like what? What?
You have a toddler. You're a mother.
And then you know all the incels. The incels are gonna want to come in the comments and be like, y'all have a problem with a woman earning more than a man. Listen, these men who earn more than their women.
Like, I bet men hate them. I bet none of them are married. I'm like, well, relax.
Two of them over here, get man. And let me tell, I keep telling y'all, women are single by choice.
Even about that. Why do they think that being single?
They think that's an insult.
They think that's like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, not having a grown man to fucking like suck you dry and bleed, you know, suck the life out of you is like the biggest insult. Absolutely
At least
not.
I have a man.
I hardly like that. Like, yo, I really don't like I don't really think about it. I'm like, damn, I really don't like these motherfuckers. Like, what? Like, what?
But you know what?
They're so unlikable.
It brings me back to the conversation we had with Andre, where he was talking about the fact that like the loudest voices in these relationships conversations, they'll be the worst people giving a worst example. And it's not I'm not gonna say, oh, this isn't reality. I know this is reality, but I know for a fact that the men who can't relate to living like that, they don't really be online talking shit.
They don't.
That's not who they are. They'll be online fucking tweeting about maybe anime or whatever music just dropped. I don't know. But just I like to say maybe you are the ass. Like, he's the asshole in this story, but I so vexed with this girl for this fucking short shot, and I can't get over it.
It's not worth it to have and this is the thing that I always share with people. Men don't put up with what women put up with. If the roles were reversed, that man would leave you for a boss.
He drag you to his whole family, and he
man leave for less.
They leave for any income. Well, they don't leave. They don't find somebody they like better, and then they'll leave. They don't cheat, and then let's be clear.
Gaslight.
Imagine having energy to cheat, but not energy to scrub your toilet.
And on that note, we want to thank you guys for being such loyal listeners. I'm putting up with this chaos every single week. This was fun. This was fun.
It was.
And listen, we've already recognized, like, because I identify myself being like, yo, am I a lesbian? I really wish I was a lesbian. Because I recognize, like, and I tell people all the time, this is me being an ally, right? If people could choose their sexuality, they would. If I could choose my sexuality, I would be with women. But I am biological. I'm attracted to y'all. That's fine, right? But not enough to put up with some of the fuck shit that y'all be putting these women through. And I know not all men, so please. Well, you know, y'all could tweet me. I'm not gonna see that shit. I don't even be on them apps. Like, what are we talking about?
Also, tweet Deidre Whalen if you want. Who to be on Twitter is me.
Okay now.
I fear nothing.
Right.
No.
Okay now. Nah, but shout out to the men with some sense.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to
All two of you.
who are already married and taken. That's why I'm the no.
I just want to say that a lot of people think, right? I know I called Britt nice earlier. Britt is a nice, she's a very kind person. A lot of people think Britt quiet. They think Britt is this like docile, like I don't harm anybody. Britt been on Twitter shooting for like 2 weeks straight.
Really?
What? Listen,
It's Gemini season, maybe. I
It's
don't
Gem-
know.
Are you a
These are
Gemini?
gonna tell me.
Britt is a Gemini.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
And
a
the reason I know
Gemini.
whenever people be like, "Oh, but Britt's so nice," my sister is a Gemini. Are you fucking
First of all,
crazy?
Gemini.
Are you crazy?
Gemini is
Oh
the
my
say the
God.
thing. Gemini is the one of all 12 zodiac signs. Gemini is the one who's going to say the thing. Gemini is going to
They're
say
gonna
it
set
every
a thing,
time.
but when they set a thing, they might whisper that fuck next to you, and you will be like, and nobody else hear that shit. That's my sister. Like
Geminis, they
wild.
be saying the things, honey. Like they
Britt been
always
on
say the
Twitter shooting.
things.
She been on Twitter shooting, and
I
I
love
don't
it.
think it's a coincidence that the wildest, most unhinged episode of the fucking season is the one that Britt
Oh
is
my
on.
God.
Right after a full moon.
So
Wow.
This was fun
This-
though. I gotta say, I got a lot off my chest.
yeah, this proves my point. Britt is a shooter. So
Oh my God.
Britt, thank you so much for coming on.
This was
Thanks for
fun.
having
Thank
me.
you.
The girls are ready
I
for
love
real,
it.
real talk that talk to come back. I don't know, put it out there. We'll put it that
I
way.
know.
Ready?
Deidre, I don't know if you know that Joyce had a baby.
I saw. Wait, she had the baby already. What did she
Yeah.
have?
A boy.
A little boy.
She's out here being a mother.
Yeah.
Shout
She's
out
a
to
mother.
She's a mother. Okay.
Yes.
So
Oh, congratulations.
that delays it a little bit more, our comeback,
Yeah.
But we ready. I love
Soon
I love
come.
our podcast, and we need
It
more
coming.
female hosted podcasts coming out of the Virgin Islands. Because God,
yes.
Hello.
Um,
Who ain't just being messy and
anyway,
Yeah.
I'm so exhausted.
thank you guys so much. We will be here next week for the final episode of season 10. We also want to see y'all in Atlanta on June 8th at Zona Caribbean for Good Up Live. You know where to find us, and don't be ashy. So, Deidre, tell the people and bye. Bye. The Good Up podcast is sponsored by the Virgin Islands Lottery. This podcast is Virgin Islands hosted and produced by Deidre Ritter and AITA Quinones Ivory. Follow us on all social media platforms at Good Up Pod. Join the VIP section over at patreon.com/gooduppodcast and get access to exclusive bonus content, or visit our website and read more about our episodes at goodupvi.com. This season of the Good Up podcast is proud to be sponsored by Empath Psychological Services, The Blend Collective, and Greater Changes.